Hello, everyone. Sorry for the late start. I specifically got distracted playing Blueprints. But now we're here playing Magic.
Or something.
I think there's no doubt that this is Magic that we're playing. Do you want to explain to everyone how the deck that we're playing works and your opinions on it?
Okay, so hold on. I need to, if Arena will let me.
Oh, is Arena having issues?
Hmm.
Oh no! Stream issues?
Help.
Is it lagging or something?
It is very laggy, yes.
Okay. Try quitting out, maybe?
Okay. Maybe it'll be fine.
Oh, okay. It seems to be better now? Question mark? Yeah, that looks better. Great.
Okay.
Everything's
so when I first tried this deck, like a week ago, I was not very impressed. But then I saw Rain put all 8 copies of these cards in the deck, and I was like, maybe this will fix all my issues. And I tried it, and then it fixed all my issues.
Nice.
Like, the way I want to describe this deck is that, like, you're not actually a deck about the Prowess stuff. It's more like you cast spells that draw cards, and then, like, eventually, like...
Would you like to call this deck Phoenix?
It has some resemblances to Phoenix, yes. Like, definitely it's less good for your treasure cruise to cost 3 mana than 1 mana. But, like, it definitely bears some resemblances to Phoenix.
Uh-huh. If you think about it, Corey Steel Cutter is kind of like the card Arclight Phoenix.
Yes.
And if you think about it, Stock Up is kind of like the card Dig Through Time.
Yes.
Which is not exactly Treasure Cruise, but it's like, you know, closer than we usually get.
Mm-hmm. So what I will say about the card Monastery Swiftspear is that, like, it's definitely your worst bet by a very large margin, because, like, it's not sticky. It doesn't help you keep going like Talent. It doesn't, like, stick on the board like Cutter, and it doesn't, like, deal. It also doesn't, like, chunk your opponent for a bunch when you cast it like Straw. However, it does cost 1 mana, and it does, like, provide some meaningful pressure sometimes. So, like, it's possible that you should play all your Swiftspears. I haven't, but I want to, like, try cutting down on them for now. Monstrous Rage, I'm confident you should not play 4. Or, like, I'm confident it's bad to have 4. It's, like, very bad to have 4 in your deck in every place except, like, the mirror. The red mirrors where you're, like, racing. However, it's pretty good in this red because it both helps you race and, like, protect yourself from shock. So, like, that's why there's a Monstrous Rage in a sideboard, by the way. But, like, otherwise, like, it's really bad in this deck to have a card stuck in your hand, and that is what Monstrous Rage is. Like, it's a powerful card when you cast it, but your opponent decides when you can cast it.
Yeah.
And then there are some other choices in this deck, but I'm not sure of them, so I'm not going to talk about it, including like most of the sideboard.
Is Ral the plan against Temporary Lockdown?
I would say the plan against Temporary Lockdown is cast Stock Up. But,
okay.
Ral is the plan against High Noon, among other things.
Oh, High Noon. Okay. Sure. So I currently have some skepticisms about this deck. I understand that this deck is powerful, but but there are various factors of it that I think are, like, a little weak in various ways. First of all, I don't like 8 cantrips. Well, like, sorry, like, I will preface this by saying, when I say that I don't like something, I mean that, like, I think that it is a deck decision, like, choice about the deck that has costs. Not that I think that, like, you know, this is a this was the wrong choice for the deck, right? Like I think obviously this deck should be playing 8 cantrips, as currently built. But I'm a little worried about like 8 cantrips, on the basis of like the implications that cantrips have of like you're spending mana to not affect the board, and like it makes your opening hands worse, things like that. I understand that if you have a Core Seal Cutter out, then like you are affecting the board by casting your cantrips, and it's kind of same for Slick Shot, but like less so. And like I understand that that's the case, but like still, I think there are costs to doing this. I'm also not a huge fan of the card Slick Shot Show Off. I think it's a little too fragile for my tastes, and it is certainly a card that like makes sense. And like if you were to try to build a shell that like maximizes it, this would like make sense as a deck that could do that. I'm just still a little worried that it like has some weaknesses that may manifest themselves, I guess. Like I understand the plot thing with Corey Steel Cutter. I'm just a little worried.
I would say, I don't know what to say. I feel like, my hope is that you might change your mind about some of these things when we get into some games.
I mean, what's the point of this stream if not to change our minds?
All right. Shall we get into some games?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, certainly, like, my concerns are simply concerns and not, like, objections,
I would say, like, Slickshot is, like, not perfect in the deck, but I do think it's, like, I can't name a card in the format that I would, like, I think it has, I think you want, like, some kind of, like, really powerful kind of standalone threat, especially one that, like, kills your opponent pretty quickly, and, I can't name another one, so that's what it is for now, but like maybe you can like structure the deck in a slightly different way to do something else. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, like, I understand why Slickshot is in the deck. I'm just a little worried, and like, I understand that like, it's probably hard to like remove Slickshot from the deck without like changing the deck a lot. I'm just worried that like the fact that you are partially relying on Slickshot puts limitations on this deck. Anyways, let's keep this hand. Like one example I have of being a little skeptical of Slickshot is that like Slickshot does not have the best lineup into the card Nurturing Pixie.
I agree. In fact, you may consider like boarding it out against that deck.
Yeah.
Okay, so
is our opponent on like sea crabs?
I agree. This looks like crabs. What should we do?
I mean, isn't the so the default play is pull? I guess with 2 cutters it's not as obvious. So so it's either if we play cutter, then next turn we can go. No, we can't go cutter rage next turn. So like playing cutter means that next turn we're probably playing stock up. Whereas like if we plot Slick Shot next turn, we can go cutter Slick Shot, which I think feels more natural. Right?
Wait, sorry, I got distracted. What was your suggestion?
I want to plot Slick Shot because then next turn we can go cutter Slick Shot, right? Whereas if we play cutter, I guess we can go Slick Shot Rage, but that's a little like I don't necessarily.
Is that the same thing?
I feel like cutter rage. Slick Shot Rage is like a little like committal on the monstrous rage, I guess.
Oh, I guess so.
And like I would rather.
the upside of playing cutter is that like if you draw one, then it's really nice. But
Oh, sure, yeah. I agree that if you do draw one, then you get to like double trigger your cutters.
I did see the Enigma list. It does not fit with how I'm viewing the deck currently.
Enter the Enigma.
Do you want to resolve explore, by the way?
Oh, sure. I'll resolve explore. Peter, your exploration finds a withered wretch. It's actually a magic card this time.
Nice.
Oh, you like to keep that on top or put it in your graveyard?
Okay, so assuming if they have nothing, which they didn't spend 2 mana last turn to do anything about our stuff, so do you think we should do some math about what the
Well, okay, so currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on board. Cutter will put that to 8. Second spell will put that to 9, 10, 11, 12 because it's a Swift Spear, and then Rage will kill them.
Okay, yeah, it seems like okay. I guess they could have something, given that they are now pausing.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure Rage kills them through single. Well, I don't know about single removal spell plus the life gain, but and I haven't exactly counted, but I'm pretty sure Rage kills them through removal spell. Like, assuming we target something sensible.
Okay, should we target this?
Yes, I believe so. And then like we have 3-3-3-3-2-5, right? If they like remove our 3-3-3-2-5-5, and they can only remove
Okay.
one.
What do you think they are? Do you think they're like full-tie control?
Cornucopia certainly suggests that. Oh, do you think they're just playing like? Okay. I think there may be Sultai Sea Monsters playing Cornucopia because Rakshasa's bargain.
Have you considered that they haven't cast any 1-mana spells and they have also played a Fable Passage?
Okay, that's fair enough.
Also, like, these would be pretty weird lands to play in.
Okay. I think what they are is they're a deck with Beans, Rakshasa's Bargain, and Town.
That sounds accurate. I don't know what I want to do about that.
Me neither.
Should we have some lynxes?
That seems pretty positive, maybe. Or Floodmoth's good.
I don't have. We don't have any ways to deal with. This is currently the way I'm playing to deal with a big creature.
Mm-hmm.
So which they might cast. I don't know. Like, what if they cast like a shoulder or something? You know.
Fair enough.
But obviously, I don't know that's going to be good. I'm not sure how good this card, or these cards will be.
I assume that Nemesis are bad because they're playing black mana. I assume that Rel is kind of mediocre into like Town.
Mm-hmm.
I want to cut the negate, maybe.
Okay.
But I'm not sure about that.
How do you feel about Burst Lightning? They do at least have otters.
I don't know if I care that much about bursting an otter. I feel like if I wanted to play burst, it would be like under the theory that we can burst their face.
Well, yes, that is most of the point, but also like you're definitely going to have buyouts for it.
Sure. It would be over a Floodmaw?
Over like Rage, I think.
I think it's fine to just keep as this.
Okay. Like, how much you want Rage in your deck is like very directly correlated with how much you think racing will matter.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it's hard to say against that deck.
Should we keep this?
I want to keep.
Sure.
Like, basically, my theory of this deck is that you don't have to be an aggro deck. Just, like, hang out. I want to not cast a spell on turn 1.
So that we can pierce something?
So that I can pierce up the beanstalk.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, should we pierce this?
I think we should pierce this.
Okay.
Mostly I want to use my mana. And, like, the
Okay.
upside is large.
Fair enough.
Because I want to, like, impulse this. I want to Ren's Resolve this turn, I feel like, right?
If we hit 2/2s, then we can't cast it. Then it's a little bad.
Well,
but,
what else are we doing?
but we can cast Sleight of Hand instead.
Yeah, but that feels like pretty wasteful. I don't know.
Well, like if we hit 2/2s, then it's like more wasteful. But like
Fair enough.
like okay.
Like to be clear, that Ren's Resolve, we might as well have cast that Ren's Resolve at any time. A Ren's Resolve hitting 2 stock ups is never going to be able to cast both of them in this deck, you know?
This is not true.
Well, not never, but like I don't think we're going to wait that long to cast the Ren's Resolve, I guess. But
Not clear. I think in practice, given our draw stuff, I think I think in fact we would have if we would have been able to hold this resolve forever. Anyway, what should we take?
Lynx? Or is that too heavy? I like that Lynx starts attacking them when they're like missing mana. I don't know. I like want to start attacking them because they're missing mana.
Okay. I guess we can just cast a 5/4 and start attacking them.
Oh, nice. It's even gonna like prevent them from gaining life, maybe.
I'm not sure how I feel about this Lynx card. The problem is that like when I play the 60 side, I'm just like always terrified of the Lynx card. But like after playing with the Lynx card, it's a little awkward.
Yeah. That was a little awkward right now.
Okay, well,
I would not say that this hand addresses my concerns with this deck.
Well, I think we will win easily.
Oh, will we?
Is what I will say.
Okay, well, let's see. Okay. I guess we're stocking up.
Sure.
I mean, okay, do what you would do, because like I don't understand how we're going to win easily from this spot. So, or rather, I would like to say that if we win easily, I feel like it's our opponent's fault.
Well, like they have 2 cards in our hand. We have infinite cards in our hand. Is what I would say about the situation.
Well, yeah, but I'm just assuming that they're gonna like have more, like that they have cards that do things. If they like don't have cards that do things, then like yeah, we'll win.
What are they gonna do?
I don't know. Cast Rakshasa's Bargain.
I'm not scared of Rakshasa's Bargain. I don't want to take this rage. I kind of want to take a land.
You don't want to take the rage. Do you really?
Okay.
I feel like we should not take a land when we have our next turn's land drop and we have a billion cantrips that might only see 2 lands.
Well. Okay, this thing is going to be pretty awkward. Well,
yeah.
Do you want to take Bloodmaw?
I think Lynx might be illegal.
Okay.
Well, in the like
one thing about
damage to ourselves department.
Like we could take the Lynx and try to like have have like a draw the game angle in the future.
I would not say that I am particularly impressed by that kind of line, but whoa.
I see.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I assume we should stock up.
I agree. maybe we'll do it off of Reef. Yeah, let's do it off of Reef.
Okay. I understand that we have a billion cards. What I don't like is that literally none of our cards are interacting with them, right? Like, and it doesn't seem right now that their deck is a deck that like forces us to interact with them. But like, I'm just imagining like if you do this against otters, you die, right? Or if you do this against like any coherently built deck, you just can't. I feel like. I don't know. Like, we've presented two threats, right? We've presented an otter and we've presented a lynx. And then our choices of interaction have been like, what, these two flood maws?
Well, to be fair, these are the interaction cells we have against them post board because, like, you know.
Yeah, no, I understand. Like, I'm not saying that like we made a mistake in sideboarding. I'm saying that like I don't feel like having access to a billion cards. Like, I feel like one problem with this deck is that like this all would have been very impressive if we had a Corey Steel Cutter in play, causing us to like be making monks like while we were spinning our wheels, right? But like if we're just spinning our wheels and not doing, like, the reason why Phoenix works is that like you get to like get free output like pretty quickly, and like we have not gotten our free output yet, right?
Sure, but I don't know, like, basically, like, the reason we haven't cast any relevant interaction cells is that, like, we didn't sideboard in a way their decks didn't, like, seem like they were like, we could have cast a lot of flood mods this game if we felt like it, right?
Yeah, but I don't think that would have like done that much. I don't know.
Well, yeah, in this game it wouldn't have done that much, but that's because it didn't seem like that was what the game needed us to do.
Well, I feel like in most games it wouldn't have done that much, is my argument. But I don't know.
Like, how about casting some burst lightnings, which are in our sideboard right now?
Yeah, I mean, like there are like, if you're against red, yeah, casting the burst lightnings will probably be kind of nice. But like, I think that there's like plenty of other decks where like I don't think that would necessarily do all that much, right?
What are some decks like that?
I don't know, a control deck.
I would say this deck can never lose to control deck.
How about to a well-built control deck?
You want to battle sometime? Okay, let's kill them.
Sure.
Or something. How should we do that?
I mean, presumably, like, if we don't cast Corey first, then we don't get damage from Corey, right?
Yeah, but it's possible we should not cast Corey this turn.
Wait, if we don't cast Corey this turn, then we we lose it, right?
Yes, I understand. When I say them, let's kill them, I am meaning literally.
Yeah. Okay. If we cast 2 slick shots, then we have a base of 3, and every spell we cast deals 5. So we need to cast like 3 spells on top of that.
That seems easily doable.
I'm pretty sure that casting Corey still kills them, because if we go Corey slick shot, right? Then we have a base of 5, and every spell we cast deals 4. Which notably, like, we can cast 4 spells.
Okay, so which spells do we cast?
Oh, they're at 20. Yeah. So I think maybe I gave false info.
So every spell.
So every spell's 4. We need to cast 4 spells. Not okay. Yeah, this is still fine.
Okay. Let's slate and see if we can find like spell pierce. but they don't have
Pierce
black mana,
doesn't
so
really matter. Okay. I mean, it kind of matters. Yeah. Okay.
okay. So let's play it again. And let's cast Monstrous Rage, and I think that's lethal with backup.
I agree.
So so
That's
13,
lethal.
20?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad my prediction of we will win easily was proven correct.
Like, again, I think that we won easily because our opponent never did anything. You know.
Oh yes, this is true, but like the reason they never did anything was that they were like a reactive deck, right? But like their hand was like a bunch of Awaken the Honored Dead at some point, probably. And then we just never put a permanent in play.
Well,
and then eventually, when we started putting permanents in play, they started killing our stuff. But
I would like to point out that good reactive decks like can by turn 6 probably do something proactively towards ending the game. You know, like I don't know.
Sometimes your draw doesn't work. Sometimes that's just like not how your draw works out, though. You know. I wouldn't say that's an indictment of their deck. More of an indictment of their draw, perhaps. But you know.
Sure, but I mean, like, also like they didn't have any sorcery speed interaction ever. Or sorry, into the speed interaction ever, right? Like,
Sure.
I don't know. I agree that having a bunch of sorcery speed interactions is not a great way to deal with this deck.
Okay. Do you think we should plot this, or what deck do you think there are?
Elegant Parlor. I assume that's control.
Okay, let's plot it. I think. Maybe we have enough cards that we should just cast it.
I think I want to just cast it. 1 damage is 1 damage, and like I don't know, it dodges sorcery speed removal. What's sorcery speed? Like, I would plot it into black mana that might be casting like, you know, Bauble or Breaker. You know.
The idea with plotting it is that like if they have a removal spell, like you might just not cast it. You know.
Oh sure.
Okay. I want to run in Storm Churches, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Which maybe implies that we played the wrong land last turn, but life. Does that change anything? I don't think so.
I don't think so now. We can cast those spells next turn if we want.
Yeah, certainly. Like the ability to plot Swiftshot Show Off and then never cast it is one of the most important properties of Swiftshot Show Off in this deck.
That makes sense. What is our opponent doing?
Unclear.
I am confused.
Do you think we should give them a fish to get rid of a clue, or does that seem really bad?
I think the answer is that seems probably bad.
Okay.
Do you think we should bounce the Dusk Rose though? Probably not.
I don't think so.
It's like a lava spike for 3 mana, so it's probably bad.
Yeah. Let's opt in and stock up probably.
Probably, yeah. I like that.
Okay, that seems fine.
Do you think we should have stocked up and then opted?
Oh. Maybe.
I do love casting stock up and finding a bunch of cantrips. Sorry, did I say love? I think I meant hate. How do you feel about taking land and like something?
I like land and something. What do you think something should be? Rent Resolve?
How do you feel about sleight of hand? in that it kind of like Ren's Resolve, except it costs 1 mana.
Sure.
Maybe it's not kind of like Ren's Resolve, except it costs 1 mana, but I'm not sure.
I think it's kind of not like Ren's Resolve, except it costs 1 mana, but Slay of Hand might still be better.
Yeah. Darn, they don't have 3 power on the board. Unfortunate for opponent, really.
Mm-hmm.
Have we yet figured out? Oh wow, they do have 3 power on the board.
Interesting.
Okay, have we figured out what they're doing yet?
Not really.
I haven't.
Okay, well,
Let's cast
let's
Stock.
cast Stock Up. I think we should. Wait, do you think we should cast Slate first, or do you think we
No,
should cast
no,
Stock
no, no, no. I think we should cast Stock Up first.
Okay.
Because we might want to like cast a 2 mana spell after it.
What 2 mana spells would we cast? Ren's Resolve, I guess?
Or we could fly the Slick Shot, or we could like I would like to find a threat. Like I would just cast a Corey here, I feel like. Wow, 2 Burst Lightnings.
Okay. Do you think we should take
maybe,
2 Burst Lightning?
I think we should maybe take Burst Lightning and opt.
Wait, do you want to do some math? So let's say we Burst Lightning. Then they like go to 3.
Well, surely we should Sleight of Hand Burst Lightning.
I guess so. Okay. Then they go to 5.
And then we have a Burst Lightning in hand. That seems good.
It's not obviously good, but I think it's better than taking.
Wow.
Okay.
Such choice.
We could lose to Sheltered by Ghosts.
I do love losing to Sheltered by Ghosts. I will note that we could also lose to Removal Spell on Otter.
I think we will probably not lose to that. Notably, we can Burst Lightning them, and then we have a Storm Trigger talent.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on what they have, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think we should end of turn Burst Lightning them?
I like that, holding up Spell Pierce.
Sure. So play Untap Land?
Yeah.
Do you think we should Burst Lightning them now to play around?
I don't know.
Normalize.
Oh, how do you feel about Get Back Burst Lightning right now?
Oh.
To play around enchantment removal.
I like that. Okay. Well, let's kill them.
I agree. I would like to register that this game falls into another camp of we would have lost if they had a second removal spell.
Would we?
Well, like if we didn't have this otter, they would be at like 10. And they would probably be attacking us for lethal next turn.
I don't know. If we didn't have this otter, we would have something else.
Thank you so much for the Prime subscription, Blessed. Hope you're enjoying.
Okay, do you think we should have Sunspine links?
Do you think that Sunspine Links is maybe a nomination against, or I guess that's not the right word, a bad card against the card Builder's Talent, maybe?
In what way?
And that they can like block it easily, theoretically?
The idea,
Is that kind
the
of
point of
expensive?
Sunspine links is not
No, I
to attack with the
understand.
5/4.
I understand that. But like, okay, I think that they can like maybe block early kind of decently, so I don't know how good the like damage is, I guess.
That might be possible. I don't know what their deck is. Can I just resubmit and then find out more about what the deck is? Or do you want to do something more?
Sure, we can resubmit. Oh, I would maybe play the third Flood Maw over something. I'm not sure over Spell Pierce. I don't feel
sure.
like Spell Pierce is going to be particularly good versus them. Like they had non-creature spells, but like I feel like they have 2-mana non-creature spells, you know? And like Spell Pierce is not very good against 2-mana non-creature spells.
Fair enough. Okay, let's keep.
Sure. Wow, we drew our best card.
Indeed.
I hope we win this one. Do you think we should cast Ren's Resolve next turn so that our best card can't just be like removed by a random Duskrose Reliquary? Oh wow, they drew their best card.
I see. I guess that makes sense. Okay. I feel like I want to play Cutter just because like get more options on what to do.
Yeah, the thing is mostly like if they play, I believe that if we play Cutter and then they play Duskrose Reliquary, we're kind of cooked. But but maybe
okay,
like
that's fair.
Maybe. Well, okay. Also, they could play Gobakon. Gobakon punishes not playing Cutter, so maybe we should just play Cutter.
Okay.
Like Gobakon would be quite good for. Inspector into Chorus Seal into Gobakon's kind of a combo, huh?
Yes.
I think
Do you think we should like not attack to?
Would you like to chomp?
Yeah, I feel like I don't want to chomp, so I guess we should attack.
Yeah, I think we should attack.
What do you think they're doing with Builder's Talent?
Maybe they're playing around people removing Core Steel. I agree with
Okay, what are we doing?
Okay, are we ever casting? Okay. How do you feel about? Do you think we need to cast both of our interactive spells this turn?
My hope is not, but
okay. Then how do you feel about casting Ren's Resolve first?
Okay, how do you feel about playing a land and then casting that doesn't playing land and then?
Wait, why does land Ren's Resolve matter? Isn't it better just
because well, we could Flood Maw and not pay a life.
Oh. I see.
I'm not going to do it. Even though it might be better. I didn't have time to think about it. Okay, nice. What should we do?
Flood Maw the token?
Sure.
Seems best to me.
And then we'll attack, probably?
Yeah. Thing about Prowess Mixtures is that if you don't have anything up at instant speed, blocking is not that good.
Scalding Viper. That's kind of cool.
Interesting.
Okay. Should we cast stock up or
So okay, first of all, dead check.
okay?
We have 5 damage in our hand plus 3 spells. 3 spells means we'll be attacking with a 4/4 and a 3/3.
Yeah.
If we find any spell off of sleight of hand, if we find a 1-mana spell off of sleight of hand, they are dead.
Okay. Do you think we should try to do that?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's pretty high upside and like not that high cost.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It seems like they're dead.
I agree.
Nice. Okay. I'm not sure how much we have learned from those 2 matches, but it's always better to win those kinds of matches than lose them.
My skepticism of this deck certainly is not it does not involve what happens when you play Corey Steele early and it doesn't die. Certainly, yeah. I don't know. The first match, the entire time, I was just like playing through my head, like, okay, I'm just trying to imagine how this draw would have like fared against like a reasonable draw from a reasonable deck, and I didn't like it. But obviously, playing things in your head is not perfect. Wow, we should take our best card.
Mm-hmm. Do you think they should cast it next turn, or do you think we should like?
I feel like plot Slick Shot next turn is more natural, right? Because we can't double spell. We can't face up double spell.
The problem with plotting Slick Shot is that like then we can't cantrip into a land.
I feel like we might not need to, but I don't know. Do you just want to like play Cutter show off next turn? Is that your plan? Yeah, that's my vibe.
I don't want to miss that land drop. I don't know.
But like, it's more damage.
I don't think that's what this deck is about. However, like I don't think that curve is what this deck is about. You know?
Okay, then we can play Cutter. Certainly, you're the one who like believes in this deck, so we should take the line that you feel like strongly about. You know?
Well, I don't know if I think I'm right. Is the problem?
Okay, but like it's the thing you've been doing and being impressed by, right?
Mm-hmm. So like the problem with this line is that like if we miss.
What happened? Did CFT die? Oh, are you back?
Really bad.
I think the connection blipped for a second. I didn't hear what you said. What the problem with this line is?
Well, the problem is it's the obvious problem where like if we miss the lane on the cantrip, it's really bad.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think we should cast Slate because it's a sorcerer, or do you think we should cast Opt because the selection matters less?
I think we should cast Opt because we know what we want.
Okay. Do you think we should keep that?
I think we should keep that. I think it's really, really bad if we like miss on something. Like, I think that this is like not ideal, but it's not terrible.
Okay. Do you think this is incoherent with what we did last turn?
No.
Okay.
Like, you're allowed to take mixed strategies, is how I'd put it, you know?
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I guess, like, this, like, if we see a land, then it's, like, theoretically better or something. So in that case, do you think we should have cast Slate?
I did forget that. Oh wow, punish! I did forget that we might want to keep Slow Spear. So maybe the answer is yes. Okay, how do you feel
Okay.
about Slick Shot bounce there thing?
Um. Sure. I
It
guess that's the
attacks.
best way to use a
It
mana.
attacks for 7.
Mhm.
You know what would be a banger in standard right now? I feel like I've said this statement many times. Um, like specific with the same specific card each time. Calling Ritual.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um. Okay. Let's start with
Okay.
Flayed Hand. I think.
First of all, dead check. Um, right. So after we cast 2 spells, our Slick Shot Show Off is a 5 power creature. Um, and so they're at 7, and then we have a 3/3, a 3/4, and a 2/2, right?
Yes.
So they go to 2. So any spell, including blue land, is a spell, kills them.
Yes. Uh.
Wow, it's a blue land.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hold
So.
full control.
Mhm.
Oh, don't forget to no. You don't want to cast it now. You want to wait. It doesn't really matter, but you want to wait until Corey
Oh.
makes a new monk. Important notes, by the way.
Would you say one of the ways that Slickshot covers Corey Steel's weaknesses is that if they have a powerful ground creature, Slickshot flies?
I would like to say that the way in which Corey Steele beats a powerful ground creature is that you have multiple monks.
Hmm. That is kind of true. One other situation is that I believe the deck Gruul would have lost this game.
Yeah, I mean, Golgari certainly is a deck that has no strengths except Gruul.
Mhm.
You know?
Well, it might not be bad against this deck. We'll see.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry. Golgari is certainly a deck where the most standout strength it has is Gruul.
Mhm.
So I would not say that Gruul would have lost this game against Golgari is necessarily like, that strong of praise for this deck.
Mhm.
Because it is you have described a game against Golgari.
Mhm. Okay. I will say the sideboard is not generally constructed to defeat creatures with larger than 2 toughness. However, we will bring in our one card that enters creatures with larger than 2 toughness.
How do you feel about Monstrous Rage?
How do you feel about boarding out Monstrous Rage?
Yeah, I'm asking like in and out, like the question.
My guess is that I want like one Monstrous Rage.
Mm. Okay, first of all, I don't want the Spell Pierce in this deck right now.
Okay.
Unless like they show us Annex, I guess. I don't know. But I assume that they're a pile of like creatures mostly.
Well, they could cast like Gix's command, you know?
I guess. That's a compelling argument. You may have milled me for 4. 5?
Good question. um,
5.
Do you want a braid?
It kills Glissa?
I agree. It might be the only thing it kills.
I mean, it kills...
Wait, you can kill like Moss with Dread Knight or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not super excited about killing Moss with Dread Knight, I guess, but...
How many reverse slicings do you think we should have?
I don't know. Are you trying to go fast?
I feel like you're always trying to go a little like reverse slicing is not necessarily like pressing the life total is not the same as wanting to go fast.
Okay, I propose that we keep in all our burst lightnings because they are probably playing Llanowar Elves.
Okay, fine. What would you not like?
How do you feel about Swift Spear?
That is a reasonable thing to say.
I mean, I don't know enough about this deck to know how reasonable to say it is to say Swift Spear, but like my theory is, like they have ground creatures, maybe Swift Spear is worse.
I agree that this is one of the worst matchups for Swift Spear, and it seems reasonable to cut them, but I'm not sure which cards in the sideboard are better.
I want to keep our best card and cards that are awkward with it.
I agree.
Do you think we will Flood Maw a turn 1 at Llanowar Elves?
My guess is no.
Why not?
Because if it casts a 3-mana creature, isn't it better to...
Oh, I guess, sure, that's fine. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I guess not necessarily, right?
Well, I mean,
if it's Sentinel, it's worse.
Yeah, it's worse by 1 map into Sentinel.
Okay.
The eternal question. How do you feel about Ren's Resolve so that we can dig for a land?
Okay, sure.
That might be bad, but like I feel like if we don't draw our 3rd land, we're not winning this game, but I don't know.
Much to consider.
Do you think that we will draw a land off the top and then cast nothing from exile?
I just want to know. Okay, do you think they should cast Ren's Resolve?
Yes.
I see.
I have concerns.
I agree.
Would you say that this is one of the downsides of this deck?
I agree.
That's a big one.
I agree. Okay, let's go to game 3.
Sure. Do you think this deck should be playing, like, I don't know, Ringing Strike Mastery or something?
We have, like, Unable to Scream.
Oh, yeah, Enable's probably better.
You could also play, like, Fresh Start if you want to be, if like, acting at Instant Siege matters.
I don't think it matters. I'm not actually sure which of Ringing Strike Mastery and Unable to Scream is better.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know which cards in the sideboard are the least bad.
How do you feel about Monstrous Rage?
I feel like...
Yeah, it's not great.
I think the last game was a very good example of why Monstrous Rage is not very good in this deck.
I agree. How do you feel about Swiss Spear?
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah, I mean...
How do you feel about a Braid?
Okay, let's play an Braid over a Monstrous Rage and call that a day.
Okay. If we draw a Swiftspear, we can evaluate whether it would be better as a monster stage or any card in your sideboard.
Yeah, we can do this for both Upgrade and Swiftspear.
Bot Boy, I would say I'm not scared of the card Temporary Lockdown. Like, in my experience, your opponent can cast Lockdown and then exile some of your stuff and it will be fine. You'll cast some stock up.
Do you think we will find a Burst Lightning?
I
assume we're casting a cantrip and not Ren's Resolve.
It's not obvious.
Well, like...
I guess so. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, which cantrip do you think we should cast first? Given that I think we will cast both on our turn.
I think we should cast Sleight of Hand first.
Okay. Will you take a land?
Yes. I would like to take Slick Shot, because we have 2 card draw spells and a 4-drop in hand.
Okay.
I love the technically correct ordering.
It seems like we should bottom this.
I agree. It's unfortunate, but I don't think that... I think that the most important thing we need right now is a land. Maybe the most important thing we need right now is for them to not have land 3-drop.
Okay, nice. They didn't have land 3-drop. They might have Moss of Dread Knight, though.
They do have Moss of Dread Knight. Whoa,
Okay,
they're drawing a card. I suspect they don't have third land. I suspect they don't have another land.
Okay, that sounds accurate.
How do you feel about Slick Shot Swiftspear?
I don't hate Slick Shot Swiftspear.
We could plot the Slick Shot also, but I kind of like one. I kind of feel like 1 damage is 1 damage.
I agree. 1 damage, 1 damage. So, okay, I think I like this. Like, it prevents them from, given that we're reading them for not having another land, which I think makes sense, because otherwise they would just like cast the Moss of Dread Knight. This like they're unlikely to be able to cast Archfiend, and therefore like their play of speed drop is going to be awkward into this shot.
Of course, cut down into 3-drop would be a little brutal.
Yeah. Okay, they did play a land.
Do you think we should now read them as, if they don't cast a 3-drop, I'm switching to reading them as no creatures in hand, all removal, for why they didn't cast Dread Knight and instead Whispered?
Perhaps. Okay, do you think we should cast Ren's Resolve?
Is that better than Stock Up?
I guess you can pick a 1 mana spell off of it to maybe not waste a mana. Okay. I'm down to cast Stock Up, I guess. Well, is it better? The value of the Stock Up selection will be better realized later, because after we find our 4th land.
How do you feel about the claim that I would like to, like, I want, the thing I kind of want to do right now is to kill their Llanowar Elves.
Okay, sure.
Maybe.
Okay, well, we have not killed the Llanowar Elves.
Okay, well, I guess we take, what's it called? Volcanic Island, also known as River Verge, and I still want to take Slick Shot. I think.
Okay, I'm not sure if it's better than Ren's Resolve, but sure.
Okay, my view of this deck right now is that it has a, like, threat density problem. Like, it doesn't have enough, like... I'm not saying this is a deck building problem, but I feel like you like need to really value, like, having threats, you know? Because you don't, like, you can't answer things. Like, I don't think, like, taking a Ren's Resolve would help us against this Archfiend, for example, right?
Sure. What do you think we should do?
How do you feel about Corey Ren's resolve with the plan of going slick shot, cast a bunch of spells next turn?
I think I like that plan. Do you think we will lose it to Gix's command? Should we attack with this otter?
I like that.
Okay.
I would trade Otter and Burst Lightning for Archfiend. It makes us less likely to lose to Gix's command.
Mm-hmm. Do you think we will be punished for not taking Ren's resolve instead of Slick Shot Show Off?
No, I don't think we will. We have Storm Chasers in it. Yeah, on tap.
I feel like I would rather have a Ren's resolve right now.
Okay, how do you feel about Corey's Sunspine?
I guess so.
We go to 12, they go to 6? And then we can like attack with a Sunspine with a Corey on it. At some point.
Wait.
Not this
should we just Sunspine and then equip?
Oh. I guess we could do that. Then they have to trade, but we lose our second Corey.
That they go to 7, not 6.
Oh, that's a forest.
Okay, so how do you feel about Corey?
Well, okay, well,
I guess,
they do. Wait. They do have to trade because we have a Burst Lightning in our graveyard.
Oh.
Or mostly they have to trade. They have to trade unless they can kill us. I guess they could like exile the Burst Lightning, but that like commits a lot of their resources. Oh, does that like kill us if they animate? Because we go to 12, 6. No, that doesn't kill us. Okay, so it's fine. I think I'd maybe I maybe like Sunspine equip.
Okay.
Wait. This is really bad into Go for the Throat, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, and we should know that they have it. Because they didn't play Mosswood. Embarrassing. Do you want to say embarrassing Corey?
I agree with embarrassing Corey. Hey, play it around Sweeper or something.
Play it around what?
Sweeper or something.
I don't know.
Because we
take less damage. Okay. I'm pretty sure most of their sweepers kill us anyways, but fair enough.
I agree.
Do you think we're going to get punished by being anoint? It looks like no. Okay, this would be a better situation if we had another monk.
Mm-hmm. Maelstrom Pulse. I see.
Wait, it would have been a worse situation if we had another monk. Wait, no, they could have killed us here anyways.
Oh.
We died. They missed lethal. They could Maelstrom Pulse a monk. Are they dead? Probably not.
It does not appear that they are dead. In fact, it appears that we are dead. Wait, I guess we can find Bloodmaw.
Okay. Sure.
Wow, we found Bloodmaw.
Nice.
Okay, we can't attack because they have a creature land.
Yeah.
I guess we should have taken Opt and then because then it would be a 3/3 and trade for Soulstone Sanctuary.
Oh, sure.
Okay, I guess we have to cast this now.
I agree.
Lets them recast the Arcfiend, which is not perfect, but you know.
Yeah, I guess we should have taken opt,
Yeah.
but interesting. I guess I'm not dead to rage.
Okay, so if we find like the cantrip into like
Well, that
um
uh, we are allowed to attack, right?
uh
We can go
is that
slingshot.
better than getting a is that better than getting stock up?
Oh, I guess not.
Well, it could.
Okay, I think I like getting stock up.
Okay, let's get stock up.
I like that we've been dead the whole time,
I agree.
but you know. Would you say that domain with 4 main deck copies of Temporary Lockdown is not in favor of this deck? I might say that, yes. We seem to be dead.
Oh, fair enough. I don't know. I'm not scared of I'm not scared of temporary lockdown.
Well, I'm not okay. The temporary lockdown part of that is not the important part. The important part of that is when they animate an overlord with Zur and attack you with it.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
I feel like this deck might have trouble beating impend white overlord animated with Zur. You know?
Certainly, like, that is one way to lose, I guess. Or like one way the game could end.
Yeah, like I don't know. I mean, obviously your like fast draws can like certainly race them through that, but it's like I don't know. Well, this hand, I do love keeping hands with our best card and also awkwardness with it. I think we don't
Mm-hmm.
cast opt, right? Or I guess
Oh,
it's tricky
it's tricky.
because we do want to find third land.
Yeah. Okay, let's discard Monstrous Rage.
Mhm.
Okay, let's discard Monstrous Rage. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
You want to opt first or not really? Are we casting this opt?
Uh, I think I think I maybe want to cast the opt.
Okay, let's
Because I
cast
want
opt.
to know whether I want to discard this opt card at this point, kind of. Bottom.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I would just want to land. Okay,
Yeah.
let's discard Monstrous Rage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's play Steel Cutter.
I
I
agree.
assume.
I agree. And then we'll discard Ren's Resolve.
Huh. Really?
Like apparently not, but I don't know. I feel like it's much more important to like have the like guaranteed 2 cutter triggers, right?
I don't know.
Like
Wouldn't you rather like skip it
let
and
me
then
let me put it
have
this
two
way.
cards?
Let me put it this way. I'm not sure I would discard stock up, but I would discard Ren Resolve. You know? I also think that like I don't know. I assume that their deck is like uniquely is a deck where Cutter is uniquely good. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we're gonna get wrecked by temporary lockdown?
I certainly believe the deck contains temporary lockdown. I think we'll be fine if they cast it.
I agree with that one.
Okay. Let's cast Ren's Resolve. I think.
Yeah, I think so. So we get the card draw in, and they can't like discard it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Maybe we could lose a temporary lockdown from the spot.
I agree. Do you think they're going to cast temporary lockdown?
Somehow I doubt it.
I mean, they might just want to put another thing underneath.
Oh.
It sounds like no. Dead Chuck? I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah.
Like,
Should have been
truthfully.
that.
Yeah. Oh, we do have to cast our last spell.
Unlucky, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, I don't know. Maybe you should play some spells that answer big creatures. I don't know.
What big creatures do they play? Or are you referring to the previous match?
I'm scared of the card Shouldred, but it'll probably be fine or something.
Mm-hmm. Hey, none of our cards say draw. Oh, actually, Opt says draw a card on it. Never mind.
Okay. I guess Breath Lightning is good.
Do we want more Spell Pierce because they probably have temporary lockdowns?
I'm not sure how I feel about Spell Pierce against this deck yet, but we can certainly bring them in. I'm also not sure how I feel about Links against this deck because they are 2 colors, but like, I don't know.
I don't think I want 2 Lynxes. I think Lynxes seems like a pretty mediocre card. Mostly, I'm imagining most hands, and I'm imagining like most hands like getting being like thinking about what they want to discard to Hopeless Nightmare, and I'm saying Lynx every time. You know?
Well, the thing about Links is that I might want to draw it in the like as the last spell we cast. You know?
Yeah, I understand.
It's also possible Slick Shot is bad in this matchup.
How do you feel about is Negate actually good in this matchup? 2 seems like a lot to hold up.
Okay.
We can play second Lynx over Negate.
Do you want to cut any show offs for this stuff?
For like Growl?
Do you think show off is worse than Toaster in this matchup?
I think
It could be.
It might be, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have like a perfect grasp of how I want to cyber it against all the matchups yet. Okay, this is not a great hand. Do you think we should keep?
How do you feel about the statement, maybe we should keep because Hopeless Nightmare stuff?
I agree with that statement. Do you think we should catch this spell?
It's bad into exactly Grim Bobble?
Yeah.
I kind of want to cast her spell.
Okay.
Especially since we like have this show off in hand, right?
Well, I'm not planning to cast the show off, I believe.
Well, yeah, but like we're gonna plot it, and like eventually it'll get bobbled, you know. But like,
well, the hope is that it will not get bobbled because when you cast it, they will die. Okay, let's cast Stock Up.
I agree.
Okay, let's get Stock Up Corey Steel.
I agree, definitely Corey Steel. How do you feel about Corey Steel Ren's Resolve so that we can like cast both next turn? Because right now we don't have. I feel like right now our like our next turn is awkward if we take Stock Up Corey, right?
I'm worried that's too short term.
How do you feel about the statement that they have? It looks like their main thing to bounce right now is Momentum Breaker, and at some point we want to play the Sunspine links, and therefore we want to maximize the number of Corey tokens we make. Like, isn't it a nice curve to go like next turn Corey resolve, and then the turn after that, like even if we hit lands, we can maybe go like Link's Burst.
I'm worried that's too short term.
Okay, we can play it like you want, certainly.
Like, it's even a consider to not take Cutter here, I feel like. But
I feel like, oh, okay, I thought they were going to bounce this breaker. I feel like not taking Cutter is a little unhinged.
Yeah.
Isn't it like your best card? Okay. And also like...
I agree it's your best card in the matchup, but... Okay, my plan is to not cast Cutter this turn.
Yeah, I agree if you take stock up, you're not going to cast Cutter this turn.
Okay,
your plan was superior, clearly.
Must consider. No, but like this is how like when I played against this deck at 60, I realized that if they just like cast all this, if I had a reactive hand and they were just like gonna cast all this stock ups, I could never win.
I certainly don't doubt that this deck is good against Pixie.
Mm-hmm.
I do love the hand opt stock up Monster Rage.
Okay. This could be problematic.
Do you think we'll lose to the mighty Pop Patrick Hurt? Okay, let's kill it.
Point to no.
Well, let's opt first, I guess. Maybe?
Oh.
Mostly I wanted to opt first to see if we hit Spire Bluff Canal randomly. I wouldn't keep it on top, but like, you know.
Yeah. We could consider not casting this opt.
I agree we could consider that. Well, I mean, we could opt not to do that. I don't know if we can consider it.
Okay, let's evaluate at the end of their turn whether we want to cast. Okay. Well.
Okay, let's evaluate now. I have no idea. I've determined that I have no idea.
I have also determined I have no idea. Okay, do you think we should keep that? I guess we should probably keep that, right?
I would like to draw a threat.
Well, I think we will stock up into a threat.
Well, I would like to dig further towards our threats. I don't know.
I feel like this is too valuable right now because because of the problem where currently the deck is not constructed to remove creatures with 3 toughness.
Uh-huh.
Sandstorm Salvager. Okay, let's bounce the token.
I agree.
I guess we should Cutter Talent Floodmaw, probably?
Yeah, I guess we should play Talent.
I agree it's not obvious that we should play Talent, but I think we should play Talent.
And we can attack first.
Oh, this is true.
Like, we can attack first and then consider whether we would opt to Rage instead of Floodmawing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sheltered by a Ghost.
Do you think we will be unable to beat that card?
Much to consider.
I suspect we may be unable to beat that card.
Well, we could next turn we can buy back into the Floodmaw.
I understand. I still have concerns.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that we need to buy back into the Floodmaw instead of stocking up? I'm worried that we
Certainly
might need
possible.
to.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Wait, should we attack?
I think I like attacking. Are we
Okay.
blocking?
Well, like for example, they did not attack with the Sandstorm Salvager last turn.
Yeah, but like surely it's good to like if they block, it's good to rage, right? Surely.
Sure. Do you think we should raid anyway?
Maybe. How do you feel about
Let's
no?
raid.
How do you feel about no? Because otherwise we can't double spell next turn.
Uh,
Unless we got land or I guess land or spell it to double spell, so maybe that's a little fake.
yeah.
Okay, maybe we should just rage. Like tap land punishes us, but we have like 4 of those.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so tap land stock up.
That is true.
So we have like 6 of those. Do you think we will get doubly sheltered? Hmm.
Hmm.
Do you think we're going to be able to beat that card? Also, wait, are we
Maybe
dead?
not. Uh.
Hopefully we're not
Oh.
dead. 4
Hmm.
plus 4 plus 3. We're not dead.
Okay. Well, that's good at least. Hmm.
Do you think we can kill them this turn?
Oh.
My guess is no.
Wait. Uh, we wouldn't cast. So just with the stuff on board, we definitely can't kill them. So we should definitely like Floodmaw, yeah.
Well, Floodmaw also can't kill them. But yeah.
Wait. What if we give them a fish? Then can we kill them?
Oh, wait. Okay, so after we cast 2 spells, this will be 7 damage and 9 damage. And then we need okay, we need to like find yeah, I think we need to like find a spell off of Opt. Then we can kill them.
Okay. So we have to do this first.
Yeah. I like that they got 2 fish.
Okay, that is a spell.
Nice.
Okay, so.
I did think that their attack was probably way too aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So. Hmm. It seems like we should deal 3 damage to their creature. Perhaps.
Yeah, for quite possibly.
Do you think we should have Pyroclasm?
That seems a little. Oh yeah, maybe.
I agree there are some awkwardnesses involving the card Pyroclasm.
Yeah, I think it might still be good.
Okay. I think this matchup might be a matchup wherein we want a third rage, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that seems. I agree that if there were a matchup where you want the third rage, the matchup with no instant speed removal might be one of them. No instant speed removal and big creatures you might want to outsize.
Yeah. How do you feel about the card Sulfurs?
They certainly are playing Elspeth, but
I agree.
also they certainly are playing a lot of creatures.
Okay. What is bad?
Swiftspear? Maybe? I don't
Hmm.
know. I'm not sure.
I feel like Swiftseer is good in this matchup because they are not removing our stuff.
Oh yeah, Voice
And
of
like,
Victory
yeah.
is not a good card to have Spell Piercing against.
Oh yes. Um, like I think Swiftspear is pretty good against 3/3s. It's not good against 3/4s, you know.
Sure.
But given that, I don't know what to cut. So, uh,
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 do you think that when you bring in Pyroclasms, you should cut Slick Shots? I mean, I don't think that you can cut Slick Shots in this matchup.
I don't think so. Help.
Uh, I don't know. I think we
Help.
should. I think that we should cut 2 Burst Lightnings for 2 Pyroclasms.
I'm cutting two. I think this matchup might be a racing matchup, so I think it's fine to change Brent off in a racing matchup.
Okay.
But I'm not confident of this fact yet that it's a racing matchup. If they cast Lane Orals, do you want to kill it?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like that's one of our best uses of Burst Lightning in this matchup, you know?
Okay, that's fair.
Are we. Do you think we're gonna cast Slick Shot next turn?
I think I
Overgrown
like.
Zealot. What?
Huh. I guess it is zero. It has a 0 forest stat line. Have you ever thought about this card in Otters?
No. Should
Okay.
I?
Okay, do you think the cast will show off?
uh, I think that's better. Okay, the 2 things I kind of want to do are cast Slick Shot or bounce their Mana Dork. So I kind of want to cast Slick Shot.
Okay. Do you think we should play it off of Shivan Reef so that if we rent all, then we can cast another spell without taking damage?
Have you considered that? Yeah.
This person's not on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably wrong. It's okay.
We can just play land before casting Resolve. It's fine.
Okay, well, interesting.
Do you want to play land, cast Friends Resolve?
Okay, let's play land cast friends.
We could also just go like Flood Mother token in response to the counters, kill the regular Paw Patch. And then
that is not the sequence in which you would like to do things.
But no, that is the sequencing. If you Flood Mother token and they go to put counters on stuff, if they put any counters on the regular Paw Patch, you kill the regular Paw Patch in response. And
yeah, but then they get 2 more counters.
Yeah, I understand. And then you Flood Mod the Zealot as well. At the very end.
Okay. Shouldn't we just, like, do this in that other order?
Okay, I think it doesn't matter because we no. Oh, okay.
Oh. Wait, why is this bad?
Because I would like to cast a 3rd blue spell. Sorry, 2nd blue spell this turn.
Yeah. Oh. I understand. Oops, sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Okay.
I think now I want to Friends Resolve.
Okay, sorry, my bad. I did not realize what was going on.
It's fine. It's fine.
Vivian Reed. I see.
Do you think
Well,
Vivian
that's okay.
is? That's
We
okay in many
we
different
can.
ways, but yeah. I don't think Vivian Reed is that strong of a planeswalker in 2025 standard. It like just dies a little too easily after it -3s, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Compared to Elspeth.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about blocking?
I like blocking.
Okay. Okay. How do you feel about Floodmon now?
Yeah.
Wait, what if it's tempo negative? What if we just like opt to find a land and it's like Floodmon here?
I don't want to let them gain life. How do you feel about Floodmaw on their turn, so that we can block the so that they can't really attack, because we would eat the Toby.
Oh. Okay. That is not a llama.
Yeah, they don't have creature land. For some
Okay.
reason, they instead have that's the enters untapped if 13 or less. Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay.
I thought they just had like Guildgate.
Do you think we should have that card?
I don't know.
Surely not, right?
Probably not. It's pretty incoherent with casting stockups,
Mm-hmm.
for example. It's also pretty bad at casting cantrips.
Okay, let's Floodmon. I assume.
Yeah.
Not that one. Okay, well.
Wait, did they not cast their thing?
We did it on the end stuff, right?
Oh, I wanted to do it when they attacked, like before they attacked.
Why?
Because if we let them attack, they can attack with the 3/6 and the 4/4.
Okay, well,
I guess it didn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it in fact worked out.
I did forget about that part. I certainly have not played this game in a very anyway.
Let's opt.
Okay, let's opt. Probably should have done that before playing our land, but it's fine. Okay, that seems like it's good enough to keep.
Yeah, but I don't think we're casting it this turn.
I agree.
I think I would like to attack, right?
Oh.
Because like if they block in any way, we can just like eat their stuff.
Well, if they block the 4/4 on the 2/2,
they have to block with two things.
Oh wait, I understand. Okay, cool. Okay, well.
Great. Now we get to Flood Mod, the 4/4, and then Abrade. I don't know, Sandstorm Salvager.
Do you want to opt?
Oh, I guess we can opt instead.
Let's opt.
I guess we should have opted first, but
yeah,
we can keep this.
I kind of want to keep it, yeah. Collector's Cage.
Well, nice keeping Abrade. Oh, like I guess they can activate it this turn. So, do you think we will die the Crater Huff?
They can't like.
No, they get to play their 0/4.
Yeah, but I see. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, mildly punished for not using their rage, but not like that punish. I guess we're pretty likely to kill them or something. So,
I think we have monstrous rages in our deck, right?
I agree. We have monstrous rages in our deck.
And also notably burst lightnings. I think we should play land stock up.
Okay, let's land stock up.
Not tapping like that. And then if we find one of those two cards, we will kill them. We did not find one of those two cards.
Let's take land spell.
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah. I guess we can opt.
What should we do?
So.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not particularly in danger of dying, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, Elspeth doesn't even kill us.
How much mana does Crater Hoof cost? Like 8?
8. Yeah, they can't Crater Hoof unless they like cage into it, and I don't think like holding open a braid for cage is that good.
Okay, so let's opt. I guess.
Yeah, if not for their 0/4, it would be a little better because then we could like hold open a braid to. Oh, nice. Then we can hold open a braid to blank Sheltered by Ghosts, but.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can all. Maybe it is good to blank like because if they target the 0/4, it's like not that good.
But they can yeah, I guess they can't target the 3/3 because you can just choose destroy target artifact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you knew that the only removal in their deck is Sheltered by Ghosts, then you could make that play. But it's a little dangerous into any other card, any other removal spell in their deck, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I guess we can keep.
Sure.
I guess this hand is probably good.
Have we yet seen a hand where we're like, this has lands and spells, but I would like to mulligan?
Not really.
Do you think that we are wrong in this?
Well, there's some matchups where you might want to mulligan, but like...
I guess it's hard in the blind.
I think that like... Certainly I think this deck shares some properties with Phoenix, in that like... I don't care about doing something very quickly, so I will keep most of my hands.
Man, Vikings, thank you for redeeming Explorer. You have found the basic weakness, treachery, panic. Would you like to put it in your graveyard or keep it on top? I would suggest not drawing this card.
Do you think we should cast Show Off or not really?
So the plan is to plot it and never play it otherwise? I kind of feel like casting it so that they can't overlord us easily.
Okay. I think that makes sense.
And like, yeah, and if they locked us down, then they lose their beans.
Yeah.
Like the punish is Ride's End, but like we're like I don't want to like plot it and then also not cast it next turn into open mana, I guess. But I don't know. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's bad.
I think I'm like. I think if they held open mana, then we would definitely just not cast it. But it like if they cast Overlord, then we would cast it and lose 1 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Is how I would feel about the situation. What should we do?
They're not generally on smites anymore, right? So we could choose a Slick Shot.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I might want a Slick Shot. I feel like this might be a damage race. Like I feel like this might be a race.
Sure.
I'm just like I'm just imagining what happens if we cast Stock Up and they cast White Overlord, and I don't like what I'm imagining. You know?
It's certainly that situation is certainly bad if they cast Zero. Like the problem is that I'm not sure our situation has improved by casting the 6-shot. Because like
Fair enough.
okay. Do you think we should rent this all because to improve our stock up, or
I think I just want to
are we
cast
in...
stock up.
Okay. Sure. Oh, the deck doesn't contain Zero. This is the green-white deck.
Oh, that's different.
Okay, given this, I think we should have... I guess we didn't know this at the time.
Yeah, it looked. Oh, I guess they had a they had a Razor Roach in play, so we could have done. I think.
Okay. Oh, what should we do?
I think Burst Lightning.
Okay.
To like
are
try
we
to get.
casting Burst Lightning?
Well, I want to attack with this 2/2 otter. What?
Are we playing on top land?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can like spend 4 mana pretty coherently next turn, right?
Fair enough. Okay,
And then now we can.
then.
It might be better to burst the 2/1.
I guess it's better against caretakers.
It's also better at like we want like let's say the next turn we might want to go Corey Rens, right? Like, and if we want to do like we might want to like have there not be like flying blockers next turn. Is more the point.
Yeah. That makes sense, but I think now they might cast a sweeper. I guess that is probably fine.
Yeah, like mostly I feel like we need to like I kind of wanted to burst a 2/1 anyways at some point, and it makes more sense to burst it now and like have more information for our Corey, you know.
Okay, it seems like we have been rewarded.
I agree.
Lethal check. So.
If we cast Corey and then a spell, then we have the 6 shots 5. We have 10, and then yeah, it's very lethal.
Alright, nice. Corey, Mox. Huh. That is an interesting one. Good question. Much to consider.
I think that casting. I think that is bad. Unless you are somehow tapping the Mox for mana later, which I assume you are not.
Well, like, I assume the point is to like figure out how to tap this Mox for mana later.
Well, okay. I would like to point out that there are not very many cheap dragons and expensive.
Well, I would like to point out that Shiko is a dragon.
Okay, that's fair. That's fine. Fair enough. You win.
Okay. It seems like we should bring in Sunshine Links.
Ooh. I know of a cheap dragon in Standard that even like might like have playable text. Clarion Conqueror.
That's a dragon?
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm bringing this up with an amused tone of voice, though.
What do you think is bad? Is Burst Lightning bad?
Probably. I don't know. I like the Spell Pierces and Negate, I think.
Okay.
Are the Sunspines good?
Well, it's good against Overlord of the...
Oh, yeah, okay. I forgot to play Green Overlord still. Yeah, that makes sense.
Where did my server go? Okay. We could conceivably have Ral, but I'll bring in Ral to show me the block or Tiny. It's not clear what else is bad. I think Rage is like kind of good in this matchup, but not like. I'm not sure if I want the third. It could be reasonable to have the third. I think Sister. It's hard to say.
I won't. I would not say I know what is good here. How do you feel about Color Ren's Resolve because we added a couple some counter spells?
Surely I would cut a Slate of Hand before he runs Resolve.
Well, Ren's Resolve is a worse card with counterspell, but you know.
Oh, okay. That is reasonable. I don't know. I don't believe in cutting a draw 2 against this deck.
Anyways, the reason why I was very amused to bring up Clarion Conqueror is that it says activated abilities of artifacts you control can't be activated. Among other things.
Okay. What to do?
Well, they don't have white mana right now.
I agree. We could just cast Slick Shot and then it makes it. But they could be like bluffing, and then to make us play into that sounds weird.
Yeah, let's cast Slick Shot. Also, I need to take a call real quick, so I'm gonna mute.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay. Now this turn is kind of complicated. I feel like I want to maximize. So, working from first principles, I want to maximize my damage, but I don't want to commit the second Slick Shot. So I guess we will cast Ren's Resolve and opt. Seems like the reasonable thing to do.
Okay, sorry, I'm back now. I completely missed what happened, by the way.
I had some choices and I chose to cast Ren's Resolve and opt to maximize this turn without damage this turn without committing.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And I like scrying to the bottom, so to try to find a land.
Mm-hmm. Next turn, do you think we will cast Ren's Resolve if we miss a land?
I think maybe not. I mean, it depends on what they do, but like if we have a good flood mod target, I'm like pretty happy. Okay. That makes it more likely that we cast Ren's Resolve. But how do you how do you feel about Cutter talent? I like that it attacks them for 2.
I agree it attacks them for 2. Okay, I maybe don't hate it. I'm not sure it's better.
I like it a lot, I think.
I think at the time, if I knew we were going to hit up land, obviously we would cast Ren's Resolve, yeah?
I'm not actually convinced of that.
I'm pretty convinced, but I think this play is like a balanced play, I guess.
Like, I like that this play forces them to answer things again, right? Like, if we go Ren's Resolve Cutter, they like we don't do any damage, and then like they're free to like develop their own board, right? And like we still have this Slick Shot around, right? Like for example, if the top card of our deck was a land, then it's pretty nice to this turn be able to go Slick Shot Ren's Resolve, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's fine.
Okay. So are we going Slick Shot Ren's Resolve?
What's your other proposal? Oh, I guess we could flood mod the lockdown.
I don't want to do that, but
yeah,
we could also plot the Slick Shot, but like that's
no. I think basically I think that's in this matchup what you should do is you should just like try to continually present to them like a bunch of like hasty threats, and they like keep answering them at sorcery speed, but like you have enough gas to like get over the finish line.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well. Would you say we have enough gas to get over the finish line?
Probably. They're at 4.
Let's cast Ren's Resolve.
I agree.
And then probably like flood mod this?
Probably. We'll see what we draw.
Yeah, I guess maybe we just don't care about it, and then we if we find a land, we might just cast Stock Up.
Yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable to not care about it. Like I don't like it doesn't. Yeah, I think I just want to land stock up here
Okay.
and like try to set up like flood mawing this temp lock or something or
Or
that.
something. Okay. Let's. I don't know what could go wrong. I guess if they could gain life with Beza. What's best against Beza?
Flood.
Probably taking lane is fine, right? Or do we want two blood moss?
Against Beza, it's like against Beza, don't you want to like? Okay, I think against Beza, maybe what you want is land so that you can maybe go flood maw the. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think against Beza, you want to play a longer game, so I like land. I think.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the opposite of Beza, which is making more non-basic lands?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I don't think we can do anything about this.
I agree.
Okay. Do you have to play one more or not really?
I would play one more.
Okay. So far,
So
we have lost one match to Green Black.
so far we have faced like very few real decks.
That is true.
What do you think is the? What would you say is the most real deck that we have faced?
Um,
Mostly, I'm asking. Do you? Oh, whoops! I accidentally made the stream go black. I still don't know what causes that. Or I know what causes that, but I don't know why it causes that. Anyways, do you basically I'm asking, do you think black green is more real or black white pixie is more real or I don't know if we faced more real things than that.
I think Black White Pixie is the most real deck.
Mhm. Are we facing Gruul now?
Hmm. Possibly. This hand is not very good. Maybe we should have mulliganed. It has a best card. Maybe I don't.
Yeah, it's not good except for the fact that it has our best card. So hard to say
Yeah.
really.
Okay, I guess we are facing Gruul.
I think we should play.
Do you think we should?
I think we should play River Pyre.
Okay. And then just play Cutter?
Yeah. They've drawn two Innkeeper's Talents, so it should only be fair that we draw two Cutters, right?
Hmm.
Darn.
Okay, should we cast all ourselves?
I think so. I understand there are some like properties of casting all our spells,
Mm-hmm.
but like our last our like third spell does literally deal 3 damage, right?
Yeah.
And put a 1/1 in play. So like I don't think it's like that much better to hold it.
Okay. Well, like, you could argue, like, yeah, okay.
I think like especially when we have 8 card draw spells and 8 cantrips, like 16 of our spells like look at new cards, right?
Mm-hmm. Do you think we should make any blocks or not really? Okay, I guess not.
Yeah, it seems kind of silly to make blocks here.
Okay. Nice. Let's cast Burn Dissolve.
I agree.
Nice, a spell. Is that good enough? So this is gonna be a 3/3. Oh yes, that is trivial. Okay,
Yes.
whatever.
Wow, our best spell did win.
Indeed. Okay.
Surely this is a Screaming Nemesis matchup.
So this is certainly a matchup in which, for which Screaming Nemesis is in the sideboard for. It's unclear if it's good yet, but you know.
Okay.
Okay, I think this is the matchup. Matchup where but you can like much to consider.
You don't want your card draw in this matchup at all? Question mark.
Or you want your card. You definitely want to draw your card draw. However, definitely you don't want to draw too much of your card draw.
Pyroclasm, I think, is probably not that good against talent decks, right?
It's certainly bad against the card talent.
It's also bad against the card Screaming Nemesis.
Oh, this is true. Fair enough. I have theorized it's good against various flavors of red decks, but this may not be one.
But I think that generally, my experience playing Pyroclasm out of the sideboard of Otters was that it is good against mono red, mediocre against Gruul, and Otters can deal with it. It is a card that will often 1-for-1 against Gruul, and Otters is maybe fine playing that with high upside and a 1-for-1 floor. But I don't know if this deck wants the floor of 2 mana 1-for-1. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like Pyroclasm is very powerful in this deck. Because often what you do with Pyroclasm is that you wipe their board and then you pump your whole board. To be slower than your Pyroclasm. I think it's very okay. I guess I would say Pyroclasm is in the sideboard partially because I think it's good against Corey Steelcutter decks.
Yes. Certainly it's good against Corey Steelcutter decks. I don't know if this is one of them.
Mm-hmm. Do you think we should Burst Lightning?
I think I like Burst Lightning now. I think that the Heartfire hero really matters. I don't
know.
The punish for waiting is that they hold up a mana for Monstrous Change.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's fine because we don't. Okay, I think it's fine to hold it because we don't have a turn 2 play.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carl,
I wonder if you could have done
CFT
some kind of
got tricked by that.
Okay, well, it seems like we might get punished. Okay, no.
Okay, I think now we want to kill a Hired Claw.
I agree.
Because it attacks for 2 damage.
Do you think we should kill another Hired Claw, or should we wait? Notably, we can have something against Rage.
I think I just want to kill a Hired Claw.
Okay, let's kill the Hired Claw.
I think it's because I don't think we want to pass if they just go attack pass. I don't think we want to pass, right? Or if they go, it's also really bad if they go land, attack, pump the Hired Claw, right? I guess we have been.
Okay, it seems like we have been punished.
Would you like to tempo or no? I kind of want to when they're stuck on 2 lands.
Okay, I'm kind of down.
And we also have a stock up in hand, right?
Yeah. Do you think we'll attack this Nemesis?
How about No, because we have a stock up. Oh, I think no because
It
we have
sounds
a
like it.
stock up in hand. Like we don't have good follow up for attack. Like, do we actually want to trade 3 damage for 3 damage?
I mean, given that we will have more mana, maybe.
Yeah, but like we also have a stock up in hand, you know?
Yeah, okay.
I also would
Well,
have
like,
played Volcanic.
oh yeah, sorry.
It's fine.
Well, no, don't I want to have this in place so that I can like play this after I
Oh,
Athena?
okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'm worried that I do want to trade damage because like we will have easier access to damage than them because of the mana situation.
How do you feel about the claim that I don't want to attack because we get like really punished if they play Manifold Mouse or land?
They don't have mana pool now.
Yeah, but they could draw it. I'm not
Okay,
saying
that's
I
true.
think they have it. I'm saying I want to like. What if we're like far enough ahead that we can play around like good draws from them?
Sure. I'm worried that like eventually like
Wow,
wow
it's
they
Manifold
played mana
Mouse.
pool. Okay, well I don't like that we're down. We're through 2 of our burst lightnings.
Me neither. Let's take 2 spells.
Mm-hmm. Do you think we'll block with our nemesis next turn or not really?
I assume so. Like if they're gonna double strike their thing. I guess they might double strike the yeah, okay, yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah.
So I guess we won't block.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well let's. Well, do
I
you
kinda
think we can
want
play Shock now?
given that we're through 2 of our burst lightnings, yes.
Okay, do you know?
I
I feel
guess
like.
I guess they could burst us.
hmm. It seems like Pyroclasm would have been good in every single turn of this game.
That's fair enough.
um,
Hey, you didn't know what to cut.
I agree.
Blocking
Okay, I
with
think I want
Nemesis
to.
doesn't get that blown out by rage. You just like you just shoot the manifold.
Yeah.
It gets like a little blown out, but not that blown out. I
Okay,
think
I think I want to cut.
I want to cast Slick Shot.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Should we
attack with
attack with
Swiss
this?
Spear?
Yeah, I think so. Let's take Rage Floodmaw.
How do you? Okay, wait. Lethal check on Rage Slick Shot. Like, assuming they have no interaction, right? Like,
Oh.
uh,
Well,
so they go to 17. Slick Shot Rage puts them to 8. Nemesis theoretically can get in for some.
I think I don't. I don't feel the need to bank on them not having removal spell.
Well, okay. Well, I guess I would say Arena Tells, but we shouldn't rely on that. But I thought I forgot we hadn't attacked yet. Okay, I like Flood Maw range then.
Okay. And then we are attacking the Sister, I assume?
I like that. Yeah. Oh, I forgot we get to attack with Swiss Spear this turn. Huh.
Oh.
That maybe makes the second Slick Shot line better, but it's fine.
It's possible attacking with Sister is bad because if they have Burst Lightning, then it's like completely terrible. But
How do you feel about the claim we're not trying to beat Burst Lightning with this line?
I think we're not like dead to Burst Lightning, you know?
That's fair. Nice pyroclasms, by the way.
Okay,
Let's start with stock up. There's no
you
reason
want
to
to play
play
a land first?
Why?
In case we want to cast 3. Okay, fine. Yeah, I don't know what's in their hand. It's kind of interesting. you think we should take like Slate? Slate? Do you think we'll be punished for not playing land first?
Um,
We could also take talent so that we can like return some of this stuff.
okay, this turn I only want to attack with Slick Shot.
Hmm.
And I want to hold up Floodmaw. How do you feel about takes Slick Shot, Slight, play Slick Shot, attack for 4 in the air, pass with Floodmaw open?
I don't hate it,
Or,
but I'm gonna take opt.
sure.
Okay, maybe maybe that was wrong. Sorry.
I don't think I'm ever casting opt instant speed, so I think it was
Yeah.
wrong. I suspect that they're questing, is what's happening here.
Hmm. Huh.
Or not.
Okay.
You know, they can also not.
Okay, I suspect they like drew a shock, and then they have to respect our rage. They have to respect our rage.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It could be anything.
I agree. It could be anything.
It could even just be a misplay. Wow, they have a Pyroclasm.
I understand. Fair enough.
Well, let's rage our Slick Shot?
Oh. I guess so.
And then, like, our Swift Spear survives as well. And then we get to, like, this isn't even that good of a Pyroclasm for them.
Okay, should we kill a thing?
Killing a thing is nice if they don't have a shock. I feel like if our Slick Shot survives, we don't need to deal 2. So I would kill a thing.
Okay.
And yeah, that's the right one to kill, I think.
Oh, I didn't even like. Yeah. Okay. Let's slate of hand.
Yeah. I do like casting a sleight of hand.
Wow. I feel somewhat punished.
For not having a sleight of hand here.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think we should keep it?
I think we should keep it.
Okay. And then attack with everybody?
Yeah. Do you think they have the card Witch Stalker's Frenzy?
Oh. Wow, they had the card Witch Sucker's Frenzy.
Okay, fair enough. I guess we don't really need to bounce something right now. So we just like let them block?
Yeah.
Okay, wanna bounce Barbaric Hero?
Yeah.
And then like see what they do about that?
Yeah.
Like they might quest about it.
I don't think they have quest.
Fair enough. What do they have?
I don't know.
Maybe it's just a shock. It would be really weird for them to have a shock, though, because they didn't just...
Yeah.
No, yeah, they can't have a shock. No way.
Yeah. I guess we could have figured out the Witch Stalker's Frenzy part. So I'm not sure what we would have done about it.
We could have not... No, I think keeping the monstrous rage was still reasonable against Witch Stalkers.
Okay, let's attack.
Is it obviously good to attack with the Swift Spear? I guess probably.
Well, like, rage does work.
Yeah, no, but like, shocked... Not against shock, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is good. I think this is good.
Yeah, I don't believe in this shock.
Also, even if they do shock, it's like, I don't know, go to 5, next turn, they have awkward blocks also.
Yeah.
We're in the privilege of being on the front foot in the aggro matchup.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so theoretically, if we attack everybody, this goes on, yeah?
Yes, that is theoretically true.
Okay, let's attack with everybody and kill them.
They could shock something.
I agree they could shock something.
They could shock something and then go to 1 and trade. Wait, no. They can't actually.
Oh, yes.
That's really funny. They could Witchstalker's Frenzy their own creature.
This is true. Do you think they actually have Witchstalker's Frenzy? I guess they'd like to have it.
No, the problem is that if they cast a red spell, then they don't have a block for Nemesis. So bargain they need to. The problem is that their only way to surviving is to block Nemesis with a 2/2 questing druid, and if they want to do that, or to block Nemesis with a creature and then kill their own creature. Oh, you mean bargain their talent and shoot their own creature? Yeah, okay, that would work. Imagine they have. I see a way that they could win this. Witchstalker's
Okay.
Frenzy, their quest. So block one of our Swiss spears with their Heartfire hero. Witchstalker's Frenzy, their questing druid, and then yeah, I believe that's exactly lethal. Or not exact, but like just enough. Which is manifold draw into Manifold Mouse plus Monster Rage. I believe that would.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are choosing the Salt Rage quit or something option.
Or something.
Or maybe the disconnect. Who knows? You never know.
What do you think we have learned?
That our opponent works for Sauron. Based on the name. No, I don't know. I understand that we won a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I still think that I still felt that like as I was watching those games, I feel like the problems that I was like scared of did come up. They just didn't matter because our opponent quality was like not good enough for them to matter. You know?
Like the decks we faced. I certainly agree that the decks we faced weren't like the top meta decks.
Like, certainly this deck is powerful. I'm not gonna claim that this deck is like bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm worried that this deck is not a deck that I would register. And not for like nebulous like, oh, I don't play these kinds of decks reasons. That's not why. It's the like. I feel like this deck has holes in it that don't quite meet my standard, and I'm not sure how to plug those holes. And the hole specifically is like, I understand the theory of like, or at least like the theory of this build is like you're casting a lot of power draw spells, so you never run out of gas, and at some point you like one shot kill them or something, right? The worry that doesn't hold up into like, I don't know, like. I feel like if you don't draw an early cutter, that doesn't always hold up into either your opponent like having their own set of threats that is going to like threaten to like either kill you or like get them an insurmountable advantage that will like be able to deal with your big turn, right? like while you're like setting up with playing stock up. Like I don't know. I feel like Otters is like I think maybe the perfect example of this, maybe too perfect of an example, but like I don't like the vibes of like casting stock up into like your opponent casting enduring vitality, right? With this kind of deck. And obviously not every deck casts enduring vitality, right? But like another example might be like I don't like the vibes of casting stock up into like Omni. Maybe I'm not exactly sure. Like maybe like the obviously you can like solve Omni post board definitely, but it's like I feel like there are holes like that where like your draws that don't have early cutter might give your opponent a little too much breathing room to like do their own thing. And like you don't have enough ways to leverage your card draw like reactively. I feel like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Do you
like
feel like?
hmm?
How do you feel about this choice to play 2 Monastery Sister? Do you think it is wrong? Do you think it would help to play 4 Monastery Sister? Like, do you think it would alleviate some of your concerns?
I'm not sure it would because like I feel like the theory of how this deck is built is not to try to go like one drop, right?
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about this card?
That might be better for alleviating my concerns. I'm not sure. Like I'm not sure exactly. Like it's complicated. This concern is not like that well thought out. Like. Okay, so what I would say to Carl's comment of "Do you think this deck is too aggressive?" is I'm not sure. I feel like it is like either too aggressive or not aggressive enough, and I feel like it's a little stuck in the middle where like I'm a little worried about like its ability to like, for example, that game where Golgari just casts like 2 Archfiends against us, right? Like we couldn't deal with 2 Archfiends when we didn't like play Core Steel Cutter on turn 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Certainly, like there are some holes in this deck's interaction in which, like, I agree that this deck struggles when it faces decks against which, like, your interaction doesn't line up correctly. But I feel like you can, like, just play interaction that lines up correctly against the main decks, kind of.
yeah, I'm worried that that might be hard, but like I don't know. I will say like I would one thought that I go to immediately is of course like can we play to tape because that like is
I agree. Like
a little more of a general like interaction spell that like covers for burst lightning a little. I mean obviously that
people
also
have been doing this.
that leans more into the Otter's direction obviously, but you know.
Like people have been doing this. Like for example, this first place list just has 3 to save and no targets besides talent and like the normal cards. I don't know I don't know if that's like a thing that functions, but it's certainly like a thing that people have been trying to do.
I'm not sure if I would play Tete with only Storm Chasers as like the good target, you know? But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I've still been impressed. So I don't know. Much to consider.
Basically,
okay. How do you feel about splashing like a color that deals with things?
Like Grixis Cutter in standard as well as modern.
Well, like the Grixis. Are you referring to the bounce deck?
Oh, I don't know what the modern Grixis Cutter deck is. I just heard that.
No, I mean this. I mean the standard Grixis Cutter deck.
Oh, okay. There is a standard Grixis Cutter deck. I have no idea. I've not looked at challenge results to be clear.
Okay, there's a okay. You know the Jeskai deck we played, and we decided that not playing black was too bad for the Pixie Shell.
Yes.
Instead, they cut Pixie, which is the other best card in Pixie. So, instead of Hopeless Nightmare, and then it's blue black bounce splashing a Corey Steel, which like blue black bounce was a bad version of Esper before. However, You do get to play another mess up card instead of Nurturing 50.
Yeah,
So, it might be good.
I think that blue-black balance. I think that blue-black balance is bad because blue-black balance has the problem of not playing the best card in Pixie, and Grixis Cutter bounce might not have that problem because you at least get to replace it with the other best card in Standard right now, Core Steel Cutter.
Yeah. I would say I'm interested in that card, but in that deck, but I think that deck is a little different.
Yeah. Well, okay. What I would say is that it did not feel like this deck leveraged Cutter better than Otters did, and I feel like it has a little. I feel like it has a little more incoherency problems than Otters, but I'm not sure. My default is to I am more interested in Otters right now than this. Certainly, I don't think there are no problems with Otters, but they seem more like I know how to fix them than this. That doesn't necessarily mean that I think Otters is that doesn't necessarily mean that Otters is better than this. I do have a little bit of a bias towards I have worked on Otters a lot, so who knows? But this. It feels more natural to me to go in the Otters direction than in this direction, I guess, with Cutter.
Well, I would say that this deck, I would not say this build has a perfect red match. I might be below 50% against a normal red deck, actually. However, I have no idea how to get close to 50% with Otters. With Core Steel Cutter, I feel like.
How do you feel about the claim that earlier today I played 5 matches against Ryan Condon on Mono Red and won 3 of them?
Okay, that is interesting. Much to consider. Do you want to battle Blue Red at some point? Should we do that next week?
Do you battle this deck and the Otters deck?
Yeah.
We could do that. I feel like it might be better to branch out and explore more things first. That feels like a 1 week before the event kind of thing to do. But up to you, really.
We could also just do it off stream.
I agree. We'd also do it off stream.
Anyway, yeah. So what I was actually saying when you with the splash another color idea is green or white. Just for I don't know, a card Destroy Evil. You would play 6 white sources or something.
2 is a lot of mana for this kind of deck.
I agree.
The problem is
break the spell.
The problem is that when you put Sleight of Hand and Opt in your deck, you're kind of not allowed to have more inefficient spells. You're kind of really pressured to play 1 mana to play 1 mana spells with Sleight of Hand and Opt and not 2 mana spells, right?
Mm-hmm.
Break the spell. Does that cover that much?
I agree. It might not cover that much. It does cover I feel if we could get the mana over to work, I would never lose the domain, right?
Yeah, that sounds true.
Which obviously, might be sufficient, depending on sufficient to justify depending on what the meta looks like,
Yeah, obviously asterisk on getting the mana to work. I mean, I don't get it. Never losing to domain. If never losing to domain would be sufficient, I would have many decks.
Well, no, never losing to domain coupled with the existing matchup spread.
Sure.
You can also play a card like Heritage Reclamation, which covers Omni.
Yeah, it's a little awkward in covering Omni, but given some of the other structures of this deck, you're Like, certainly, okay, if you were going to put green mana in your deck to play Heritage Reclamation, I would really start questioning why you're not playing Otters, because, like, Otters is also much, much better at using Heritage Reclamation, you know?
Okay, green green is a very different mana cost than
I
one
understand.
green.
I understand they're very different mana costs. Maybe part of my statement is that I don't think it's actually that easy to put to splash Heritage, like to make this splash. And like I think that like the equity you get from like playing the Lay of the Lands to help your mana base instead of cantrips is like makes it more like makes it actually doable, right? Like basically like kind of like the like imagine like a bell curve of how much green mana in your deck. I'm just not I'm not convinced that the middle works, right? Like
How
I
do you
think
feel about, like, for example, cut six basics, add six fastlands?
I don't think that's enough sources to have Heritage Reclamation. Like, if you want your turn 4 Heritage Reclamation, which isn't always enough, like that's not enough against Omni on the draw, right? Like you like turn 4 is I believe 10 sources. You can
Okay, that's
claim
that is fake. Like, have you ever played like the Green Phoenix deck?
I understand that you have cantrips. That definitely has costs.
I agree, it has cost. Would you play a red destroy target artifact?
No. That only hits Corey,
Yeah.
basically. Like I might sideboard
Um,
it. Like to be clear, I've thought about like what if we just jammed 2 Pick Your Poison in every green sideboard to like cover Corey and like enchantments.
it's hard to say how much I like actually think answering. I like when I was playing the matches when I was playing on ladder earlier. I felt like upgrading the Corey Steel was pretty fake, and pyroclasming like abortive Corey Steel tokens was like much more real, I guess.
So how I would
But
put it is I think Pyroclasm is real if you like if they've played like Corey Steel plus something else, like if they've like done a bunch of it and you're like not quite, and you're like still above 10, pyroclasming is great. And I think a braid isn't great because like you trade even on mana, but specifically Pick Your Poison costs 1 mana,
that's
right?
fair.
Like I think
Wait, it's legal? Hold on. What is it called?
uh maybe a Gleeful Demolition.
Oh, I see.
Up to you whether
Huh.
you think a Gleeful Demolition or Dreadmaw's Ire is a better interpretation of this prompt.
Huh.
But
Okay,
I
how do
think
you feel about the play turn 3 Corey Steel, cast I guess discard a card, make 4/1/1s is not that good.
3 mana, 2 cards for 4/1/1s. That's like pretty mediocre, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess one of them has prowess.
Hmm.
It's pretty funny though.
Oh wait, Convoke can just target your Corey Steel cutter.
Yes.
I see.
Convoke might be a bad matchup, who knows?
No, I think like Convoke generally historically has struggled versus like like this card and this card, But
Yeah,
I
I
could
mean,
I could see it like
I think it
being
depends
okay.
on
I don't know.
exactly how slow you're building your deck.
Yeah.
I think the slower you build your deck, the worse you're going to be against Convoke.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well that is a good data point, Carl. Okay. I think that's gonna be all for us today.
Yeah. Do you think we're? Oh, we are almost certainly not going to be back this weekend. I think.
Mhm.
Given that I am judging an RCQ on Saturday, and then I'm doing coverage for MXP Santa Clara on Sunday. Um,
Oh, nice.
uh, I guess I should figure out what's going on in modern.
I heard that people are casting the card Corey Steelcutter.
Yeah, I've just been preparing for that these past 2 days, clearly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I should really work on uploading our VODs to YouTube. But you can check out our VODs there. I'll upload them tonight. They're the like past three. Everything else is there. Yeah. You want to figure out
Yeah.
who we should raid? Always a interesting question. How do you feel about? Oh, great, nice. Uh, Where's my window? There it is.
I would say I'm definitely, if I were to register a legacy for a legacy tournament tomorrow, I would probably construct a deck with Corey Steelcutter in it. I'm not sure about Vintage though.
Uh-huh. Anyways, we're rating Dirt Nymph, who is currently doing some Dragonstorm drafts, which should be fun. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back next week with
Mhm.
probably more standard. Is there an arena open, by the way? There definitely is, but like, do we know when it is?
I don't know where it is. Okay, it does sound nice in Breach. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I have no idea when an arena open might be. Presumably, we maybe will stream some limited at some point before the arena open. But
Perhaps.
I assume that we're mostly focusing on standard before mini. But yeah,
Mhm.
thanks for watching. Bye.